שלום ותודה שהצטרפתם לאולפן ישראל היום. זה לא סוד שישראל נחשבת למעצמת יזמות וחדשנות בכל רחבי העולם. אחד האנשים המשפיעים ביותר על תעשיית הסטארט-אפים בישראל ובעולם הוא ג'ף פולבר, מי שהיה מראשוני המשקיעים בטוויטר ופורסקוור וכבר השקיע בלמעלה מ-40 חברות סטארט-אפ ישראליות. Hey Jeff.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So you're visiting Israel frequently, right?
I am. I enjoy being here.
Yeah. What makes us such an innovative country?
I think it's the people. I mean, more than anything else, there's no other place I could go to really anywhere and where people just figure out how to get things done. The impossible does not exist. It's just a matter of how you make things happen.
Yeah, and what's the secret of finding a good startup, a good idea?
But usually it's about the people, it's about the team, it's about their inspiration to do what they want to do, and do I connect to it? I mean, there's about the ruach, about what they're trying to make happen, and does it feel right? And are they having fun? And is it something which I think is really interesting? And so for me, from the startups I invest in, it's really people first. I look for people who also have the ability to change, because most of the successful companies in the world, what they ended up being successful in wasn't what they started out to be. So they had to have that ability to take a pivot, to be able to be dynamic. And so what makes a successful startup, I mean, look, being lucky is great. Being smart's great, and being smart and lucky, really, really good. And having that dynamic ability to just figure stuff out and just be a great team that backs each other up. I mean, for me, a successful company is not one person. It's the people who come together and who together create something really great. I've spoken a lot recently about the fact that I look at most startups like rock bands, that when I meet a startup, I really want to know who's the lead singer. Because, you know, in bands, the lead singer doesn't necessarily play an instrument, so the CEO doesn't have to write code. Yeah. But do they have stage presence? And I want to know who the drummer is, who's keeping the beat, who's the COO, who's the one responsible for getting things done. And I want to know what kind of startup are they? Are they a cover band? Or are they doing something really new? You know, people who run rock labels or music labels, they want to be there for the third album when the band comes out, because usually by the third time out, it's a great set of music. And so as an investor, you want to find people who have the chance to have the opportunity to be successful.
I'm following you on Facebook and Instagram, and it's hard to not notice that you're not just a startup guru. You've become this health guru, right?
Well, I embrace health. In the last couple of years, I discovered a way for myself anyway to outsource about 55 kilo. And
Amazing.
Outsource rather than lose, because when you lose weight, if you lose something, you sometimes find it. But if you outsource it, it's like you don't think about it. And so I've embraced a different lifestyle. I changed the way I am in terms of how I do exercise and how I actually do exercise. I used to exercise judgment and tell people, say things with a heavy opinion. Now I actually move myself.
And you really try to motivate other people to join you or to follow you.
Well, it's just share. You know, I discovered through Facebook crowdsourced motivation. I had no idea that if I were to open up and share my journey and my struggle, because 2 years ago to this very day was around the time I was on the fence. Should I have surgery? Should I go ahead and have gastric bypass surgery to help me get rid of weight? Because a doctor recommended I should do that. And my friends in Israel, my friend Mel Rosenberg actually, he came up with the phrase, bypass the bypass. And that's what I did. I decided to actually find a way to get myself moving and motivated. And as a result, no surgery, no weight loss from surgery, all natural, all by, because 2 years ago, if I had to walk 3 blocks to Manhattan, I took a taxi. I really couldn't walk. And they say that every journey starts with one step. It's true. I started in July of 2012. My workouts were 5 minutes a day. That's it. Every few days. I didn't do it every day.
Amazing.
The last couple of days I was here, I ran 5 kilo in the morning with my friend. I mean, that's amazing to me. To be able to actually do things that I never could do before. And I'm now becoming athletic, which is nuts. And my friends who know me, it's like, who are you? But I'm enjoying it, and it feels really good.
Good for you, amazing for you. So with everything that's going on in the startup industry and all the startups that you invested in, what's the next best thing, or what's the next thing in technology for us?
Well, I think there are a lot of different areas for technology that I find interesting, and really maybe because I'm biased now toward health and wellness, but I'm looking at food tech startups. I'm looking at ways that we as people can help each other maybe live a healthier lifestyle, embrace with knowledge things. I mean, for a long time, I lived my life without knowing what I was doing in terms of eating. I ate because I had to eat. I never thought about how I was going to eat or why I should eat one thing and not another. when it came to exercise, I never really understood the health benefits. I mean, no one ever really explained to me the biology, the science, why we should eat a certain way, work out a certain way. And so I've been looking at startups that are embracing these lifestyles just by chance. And I'm finding some big advances that we're sort of on the cutting edge. I mean, people talk about quantified self. I mean, the fact that we're aware of how many steps we take every day. Some people monitor our heartbeat, our pulse, some people monitoring their weight. Maybe I do. And interesting things happen, and I think that we're at a period of time where the technologies are intersecting, where we're learning about lifestyle, we understand food better, we understand the tech side, and now where does this go? What does this mean? And the more information we have about ourselves, what can we do with it? So I'm looking at startups that are trying to understand and trying to connect these dots. And communications is by far close to me. I'm co-founder and chairman of a company based in Israel called Zula, where we're helping teams who work together to more effectively communicate. And I'm very interested in the whole dynamics of how people who work together, how do they communicate? Because I think outside of what we're doing in the last 20 years, the way that people communicate is really broken. That if you're trying to reach somebody these days through social media, so many different ways to reach out to someone, but you never really know, did they get your message? How do they connect back to you? And so I think that communications, no matter how the rest of the world goes, being able to talk to someone and hear their voice will forever be a killer app. There's certain emotions that are relayed through that, and I think that fundamentally, it's the better we can help effectively communicate, the more magic that can happen as a result of that.
Without a doubt. Jeff Pulver, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
תודה לכם שהצטרפתם לאולפן ישראל היום.